I'm Big John here from BackStage360.com, speaking with Mitch Arnold, the lead singer of Wayland. Mitch, how are you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. I'm excellent. We have the crew and half the band is working on the bus and getting it ready to go out tomorrow, and the other half is working on promotions for shows coming up. So everyone is in really good spirits, and it is a beautiful day.
How's the tour going so far?
Well, this year specifically, things have really ramped up for us as individuals and as a band. It's just been really incredible.
You just picked up a new drummer, Nigel Dupree. He just joined you in January, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was just going to say the four of us have been together since January. I'm a strong believer in energy and how energy works together, and the law of attraction and things that move in the universe like that. And bringing Nigel on board was somewhat of a life-changing thing, in which you had four guys on the same page, moving in the same direction with the same goal in mind. And when you have that, you see the change all over. You see the change in the attitude. You see the change in the shows.
Well, that's so true, and it also makes it easier as a band to tour when you have your whole crew, your whole complement, knowing what their role is in the band.
Absolutely, and I think in turn, that energy has attracted more people. So the shows are growing. I mean, we're seeing huge crowds every single night. It's been a beautiful thing, man, to see, because we've been on the road for 5 years straight, 300 days out of the year.
Yeah, you guys are touring monsters. What do you average, 200 shows a year?
We didn't want to get day jobs. We just didn't see that as a sign of success to go out for 3 months and come back home for 2 and get day jobs and we just didn't see. We were very determined to make music our business.
As a band, that's the only way to really do it. If you have a day job, then you don't have a band. You have a hobby of other musicians hanging out. But when you commit fully, then this is what you get.
I know a lot of great bands that do it that way, and I don't have anything bad to say about that. It's just something that we didn't want to do. We really wanted to make this our full-time gig, and I'm glad that we did it this way. Seeing the results this year has been overwhelming and just very rewarding.
You guys started in 2010. And you actually got pretty good success. Was it a couple of years ago? You had a single that just kind of hit and took off and went viral. And then since then, you've kind of just been ramping up to this current album, Rinse and Repeat. You just released another single right before the album kicked off. Which one was that again?
Shopping for a Savior. Yeah, we released Shopping for a Savior, and we released a music video with that. So yeah, that just came out this month. It's just awesome.
You guys, again, fairly new, but you've been touring consistently, so you've been building up a nice fan base.
Absolutely. Honestly, we wouldn't be where we're at without what our fans have done for us thus far. The support is incredible. Every single day, the Wayland Warriors go to bat for us. And as far as the new stuff, we're getting people that have seen us for a couple of years, and they're just in love with the new songs. They're in love with the new songs that we're playing in the set. The reception for the video has been really great.
Let's talk about your sound a little bit, because you guys have I wouldn't even call it a unique sound. It's a great straightforward rock sound. And you've been singing your whole life. I read somewhere that you did high school show choir.
Yes.
It's an interesting way to start, because you build your vocal range heavily from stuff like that. And have you had any since then? Have you had any professional training with your vocal?
Absolutely. When I was younger, I never had any plans of being a rock band. I wanted to act, and I taught dance and improvisation, and I just didn't know I was going to be a singer. I had no aspirations, really. I wrote songs and stuff, but I didn't know until I met Phil whenever I graduated high school, and he kind of showed me a couple chords on the guitar, and it was kind of off to the races after that. Whenever we started as a band, when we were in Los Angeles, the two of us were trying to build a band around us. And our management at the time had a relationship with a woman named Wendy McKenzie. And she lives in the valley north of Los Angeles. And she was a miracle worker. Literally, she showed me my potential. I mean, I'd venture to say I was not a singer before. Obviously there's some raw talent. If you're a great singer, it's there, it's inside of you, you know. But she was Freddie Mercury's vocal coach. She's taught Bon Jovi. She sang in the Moody Blues, and to this day I still call her, and whenever I am having trouble, or if I have questions, she's always there for me. And it really, the only way that I'm able to sing 4 to 7 nights a week is because of the training that she gave me and the tools that I use every single
and that's
day.
actually, that's a big part of singing. It's not just being able to go up and actually sing the song itself. It's being able to do it repetitiously every night and still saving your voice for each show.
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, I meet a lot of great singers that really struggle with 2 or 3 shows in a row, and it's because they don't have that technique, and they don't have that muscle built up. So, yeah, I'm very, very thankful that I had that training at a young age. And, I mean, it carries over every single day, and I'm able to help the guys with singing with, that's kind of my forte whenever we're doing vocal rehearsals.
Nice. Now, do you only sing, or do you play guitar occasionally too?
I play guitar through most of the set.
Okay.
I play rhythm guitar.
So you're the epitome of a lead of a band. Like, you're the lead vocals, you're the front man, you're the voice of the band. You play guitar occasionally, but you have energy and you move, and it comes through very well on this album. That's very well produced, and it really shows the energy that you put into your voice.
John, I'm a badass.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just kidding.
No, you really are, you know, and it's,
I'm proud, man. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of this band. And, you know, I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and my band is talented, and I'm a talent to be reckoned with. And I'm excited about the things that we have ahead, because this band is so talented, and the whole world needs to hear this record.
Oh, they definitely do. And not only that, they need to see you in person, because you have
I agree.
You have a really good crew, because you have, like, Phil, you mentioned him. He's the first part of the band when you joined up. He plays guitar. He's very expressive. He's got a very loud sound, a very heavy kind of pushing sound. And then you've got Dean, your bass player, and I understand he's kind of like an actor, an entertainer. Does he bounce around on stage?
I'd have to say it about all the guys. They are master performers. They're absolute masters of their craft. And as far as a rock and roll show goes, you know, whenever you come out to see a Wayland show, you're going to get that full package of great music, but also, you know, we're performers. And I think that's one thing that we really love about shows is getting that 90 minutes, that 60 to 90 minutes every night to really throw down and perform for the people that are there.
It's hard to find a band that works as hard as you guys do. And
oh, thank you.
Are you still based out of LA?
No, we're not. No, we were getting ready to put out our Welcome to My Head record, and Jude Cole was managing us at the time. We were signed on to Kiefer Sutherland's record label. And it was Kiefer and Jude were kind of heading up that. And I don't know if you are familiar with Jude Cole, but he's taught me more about the art of songwriting and the art of making your way through the music business. He's probably taught me more than any one single person. And so we were in Los Angeles, and no one gives a shit about you, about bands out there. It's very hard. It's talk about a grind. It's really tough. It's really tough out there, and people don't care. It's not really a music town per se. So we're getting ready to put out this record, and Jude said, you guys need to get out of town, and I want you to get a place in the Midwest somewhere, and I want you to start touring out of that place. So we actually rented a pre-Civil War farmhouse in the middle of right outside of Wayland, Michigan, and we literally started touring out of that. And we would go for a weekend. We'd leave for, you know, like 3 days, come back home, do our day jobs, and we'd go from Thursday to Monday, and then it turned out to be Wednesday to Wednesday. it'd be Monday till next Wednesday. And eventually we left for 2 weeks one time and we never came home. We never came back. And so we ended up moving out of that place and into a small apartment in Grand Rapids. And a couple of years ago, whenever we would have like a couple days off, the bus would go to the apartment, but all of us would just kind of scatter because our families were in different places. So eventually it just became a glorified storage unit. And so we aren't really, I wouldn't say that we're based out of the bus. We're based out of our tour bus. But we came out of Grand Rapids,
Gotcha.
like whenever I'm on stage every night, we're
who you
really
pay
proud to
tribute
be a
to.
band. Yeah. I mean, that's where we came out of. That's where we started touring out of. That we really saw our first little taste of success there in Grand Rapids, and that city continues to wrap up around us with everything that we do, so it's home to us. That's where the band calls home.
I'll tell you, that's pretty awesome. And then the location, Wayland, I'm guessing that's where you got your name from, and it's so serendipitous because you guys, you travel all around and you keep going, and like you said, you don't really have a home per se or a base where you're out of, but you have a home in Grand Rapids, and it's really very fitting, if you ask me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Phil grew up in Wayland, Michigan, and
Okay.
we were a band called Whiskey Circus. That was one of our first band names. And when we were releasing our first self-titled release, we wanted a name that didn't speak louder than the music, but
Interesting.
but also paid homage to our roots in some way. That's what we were trying to come up with. So of course there's lists of names and things like that, but we just felt like the name Whiskey Circus was going to hold us back because of whiskey. We love whiskey and we love drinking whiskey and bourbon, but it's just like, it's not really a universal thing.
Pinholes you into kind of a character.
Exactly.
Kind of
and we
actor.
always felt, we thought it was a good name, but we always felt like there was not a song that we could write that was going to be louder than the name. And we really wanted something that was just a little bit more universal, that more people could say, and they didn't worry about bringing their kids to a show or what kind of audience it was going to be. And it was a natural progression of things. And actually Phil suggested that we called ourselves Wayland, and it really worked. It obviously, everybody in the world is going to know about this band. But when we were first starting out, all we had was Wayland. We had the name and we had the town, and that was it. And the support that they gave us was a springboard to what we're doing right now. And
now you have a full complement of 4 members who fit well into the idea, the dream, the goal of Wayland and where everything is. And you're a touring machine, and you just came out with your second full-length album, Rinse and Repeat, and it is on fire, man. This album really just, from the moment you put it in, it just sucks you into the rock world and shows everybody who Wayland is.
Oh, thank you.
One of my favorite tracks off of the album is All Rise.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of like I'm big into anthemic tracks, and that's like almost not a call to arms. It's more of an anthem of what is going on in this world and kind of the power and the
absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Well, thank you.
Well, we come from blue collar working families. We come from hardworking American roots families, and our parents were very big on us making our own way, and our parents were all of us share kind of a moral compass in that regard. There's something about blue collar America. I don't know how to explain it except that
it's the glue that holds everything else together.
Oh, absolutely.
It's literally like the middle.
Absolutely.
And you pay tribute to that struggle and that people go through with that song, and I love it. Then you have that track Rabbit River Blues that's very bluesy, very old school, and you break out a mandolin that has very Led Zeppelin pull. Like it just, this whole album just stretches the genre of rock and tells everybody Wayland is here and you guys are just going to stay. And I love it, man. So
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thank
everybody
you.
gets this album and listens to it.
You know, we really felt we felt like as far as genre goes, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're not
No.
doing anything that has never been done before. But we really wanted to, because we consider this our debut album. Of course, we've had several works before this, but this is kind of like our rival. And we just wanted to put a group of songs on a record that really showcased what the band does live. And then also we didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into an active rock or we didn't want to pigeonhole the record in any way. So we wanted it to be a rock and roll record. We wanted it to be fun in places. We wanted it to be emotional in others, you know, and I think that is important when you're talking about rock and roll.
And
it's
that's
a roller
exactly
coaster.
what you did.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you did with this album, Mitch. It's perfect. You nailed it on the head. And again, thank you for taking some time out of your day to sit down with me and BackStage360.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, man. And I also appreciate you listening to the record and you know, giving an honest review. That means a lot to me that you take the time to do that.
Well, you know, it's my pleasure. I'm a musician myself, and I manage a rock band now that they're down to Hall right now. They're on tour themselves. Because of that, it's like I believe that the artist needs to be featured in a way that is better for the artist, not for the person.